Welcome back to Tribe Talk, presented by Truist. Hello, everyone. This is Jay Colley with us, the head football coach at William & Mary, Mike London, after a dramatic come-from-behind victory over homecoming. Coach, congratulations on a wonderful day by a lot of counts.
Thanks, Jay. It was a great day for the players, for our William & Mary alumni, our fan base, stakeholders. I mean, so it's always great to win, your homecoming game in front of a lot of people that care about the program, about the young men that are out there. So, it was short-lived because now we're on to what's next, as the season goes on.
Yeah, I've heard that out of your mouth before. What's next? And that Maine is next. But if we can go back one more question. Of course, as you well know, I do play-by-play for William & Mary, but I'd like for you to do the play-by-play of the celebration for the victory and your birthday last Saturday. And let's roll the tape. And what are we looking at?
Had the candles lit already. I saw the candles, and just one of those impromptu moments, blew the candles out. And instead of eating it with my face, I headbutted it, and I saw the players' reaction, because at first it's like, oh, small cake, we're not going to get a piece of it. But then when I smashed it, well, nobody's getting a piece of it, and they all got happy about it. So, no, but it was fun. It was just a culmination of a highly stressful evening. But to watch them celebrate, that's what it's all about, is to watch the players celebrate after a win.
Coach, you got Malachi Emo back. He had a couple of very nice runs. You gave the quarterback club players of the week to two offensive linemen. Talk to us about the offense in the second half for the Tribe.
Yeah, going into it, I talked about Maine's front four, particularly 96 and number 9. They were phenomenal players. Charles Grant, true freshman, that started in place of Andrew Trainer, our arguably one of our best offensive linemen. And, when you have a guy like Ripley, our captain, he's a guy that calls the protections out, does a lot of things, graded out very well. And also Colby Sorsdale, our right tackle. They played really well. And particularly the second half, when we had to get extended plays and yardage, tough yardage on the goal line, young player Martin Lucas, they got to make way for a guy to fall forward. But we got physical, and we were able to do the things that were going to keep us moving the chains. And so those two guys are pivotal. Colby and Rip were pivotal in the opportunity for us to move the ball and get first downs, run some clock, and then ultimately finish the game.
You constantly preach 3 phases of a game. You had to be pleased with your special teams. A, an onside kick recovered, and B, a touchdown in the end zone on a bad snap.
Coaches have tape. We look at it. We all look at it. We try to game plan some things. And if there's a tendency, we try to make sure, that we don't set tendencies where Kings can affect us. But 2, the coaches look at what they're doing, and it just so happened to be that one of their guys, in an attempt to get all the way back across the field for a kickoff return, kept leaving early. And it's just one of the opportunities. You just make the call to say, listen, let's go for it. And the game had been going on pretty good with the punt and Nate Lynn's strip sack. And then that was one of the other issues. That was one of the things we wanted to do to keep the momentum going. And the guys executed it perfectly.
Going to Maine this weekend. It is a noon start, a road game. You've won a couple of those this year so far, which is wonderful. It's always tough to win on the road. Maine, traditionally a very physical team.
They got a big offensive line. They got a good running back. Their quarterback, the starter, hurt his ankle against James Madison. Don't know if he'll be available or not, but there's another young man, Roberson, I believe, that stepped in and has done a really good job for them. So, they run the ball, but they're trying to find ways to win. They got a receiver that's close to 6'4" that had over 100 yards catching this past game against Elon. And so he's a great player. We're going to have to make sure that we cover him. We do some things to minimize, his opportunities. We're excited about the challenge. to go on the road and extend our opportunity to keep winning on the road. And we want to make sure that we're highly competitive and and we come back with a win. So that's the goal.
Coach, do you reflect on the previous 2 wins on the road before your pregame talk with this team? Hey, road game, home game, it's all a 100-yard field, as I've heard you say.
No, yeah, that's it. All that matters is what happens between the white lines. I guarantee you both fields are 100 yards long,
Keys to a victory for the Tribe at noon on Saturday.
Defensively, not knowing what they're going to do. I know that Coach Charlton has mentioned they want to run the ball. We know that they have a really talented receiver. It's not get the ball thrown over our head. Be sound in our gap responsibilities. Offensively, start a little faster. Took us a while to get started, but then as we started going, we did the things that we're very capable of doing. So start faster to minimize slow starts and field position issues. And then special teams wise, try to get Bronson Yoder going on the kickoff return. Try to get a punt return. Try to do some things to assist us in some field position that's always critical when you're playing teams, but particularly on the road with all the distractions that they'll have to deal with. But play those 3 facets well, and I think we got a chance.
Thank you, Coach, and good luck.
Thank you.
See you around the neighborhood.
Everything you know about Colonial Heritage is true. A beautiful golf course with exquisite dining and superb event space. But this is also true. You don't have to live there to play, dine, or celebrate there. So let Colonial Heritage be your host for a round, a meal, or a gathering. It's all true. You don't have to live there to enjoy being there. At Colonial Heritage, golf memberships are available. ColonialHeritageClub.com.
What does tomorrow look like? That's really up to us. By exploring what's ahead and learning from where we've been, we find ways to care and teach ourselves and others how to heal so that we can make life better by design.
Welcome back to Tribe Talk, presented by Truist. With us is the head women's basketball coach of William & Mary, Ed Swanson. Ed enters his 9th season at the helm and has over 500 career victories, which puts him clearly in the upper echelon of Division I coaches in this country. And Coach, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Jay.
It seems to be a very exciting time for you and your staff as the one and only Sydney Wagner returns to play for William & Mary.
Yeah, Sydney had a terrific year for us. Really, off our 2019-20 season where she was a very valuable 6th person off our bench and provided a shot in the arm in terms of our offense that year. Really took it to another level last year in regards to all the credit has to go to her in terms of her development, her work on the court on her own. But she really had an incredible year, and she's off to a great start this preseason. So I'm excited to watch her play.
We want to talk about a lot of your women on the team, but Sydney seems to be a coach on the floor. I mean, you're all about intensity, particularly on that defensive side, and Sydney brings it everywhere.
Yeah, Sydney, I mean, her first and foremost love, I think, is putting the ball in the basket. And she's made incredible improvements on the defensive side of the ball that I'm extremely proud of her for, because that's the one thing, coming off the 1920 season is what I challenged her with is to get a little bit more involved on the defensive side. And she really upped her game last year in regards to that. And, early on here in the preseason, she's continued that progress for defensively, and we're asking her to be a little bit more vocal, a little bit more of a leader on the defensive side as well.
Rebecca Frisbee Smith and Shaniqua Gilliam, two returning veterans, although I do want to also talk about some of the folks that will be hitting Kaplan Arena for the first time as well.
Yeah, Rebecca Frisbee Smith is probably our most improved player right now. Since she came over in September of 2019, she hasn't gone home back to Australia because of the pandemic and all that sort of stuff. But she's in terrific shape. She's playing with renewed confidence on the basketball floor, and that just goes from how much she's been around here and our development plan for her. Shaniqua Gilliam's another player that we're excited about, that we're hoping that she's going to take her game to another level. She's a point guard that we're going to ask a lot of her this year. But I'd also like to mention Bree Bellamy, who's coming off of an injury last year that hampered her a great deal. But she's had an outstanding preseason this year, and we're looking for her output on the offensive side and the defensive side to be something that we can rely on this year.
Ed Swanson, the women's basketball coach at William and Mary, in his 9th season. Coach, it is the new for college coaches. The transfer portal is becoming important. You got a couple of young ladies from the Ivy League, I understand.
Yeah, Riley Casey, who's got 2 years left, is a perfect fit for us in terms of our culture, in terms of academically what she's looking for, in terms of what she's looking to get out of her basketball career. We're fortunate that she has 2 years of eligibility. She obviously graduated from Columbia, and she's in our MBA program. But she looks like she's going to start at the point guard spot for us. She's a scoring point guard, so she can really shoot the ball, very strong, really good on the defensive side. So we're excited to have her. And then Kate Ceramic from Cornell is somebody that we're excited about as too. Fits our culture, same as Riley. She'll play more of a 3 spot for us. She has a great feel for the game, incredible passer, can shoot the ball as well. So she'll fit in perfectly to what our system is. And so we're excited about these two. We're not usually that active in the transfer portal. We believe in bringing freshmen in and developing them year to year, but these two just were too good to pass up. So we're excited to have them with our program.
Coach, talk to us about what I think is a very aggressive preseason schedule for you in preparation for an always tough CAA.
Yeah, we're excited about our non-conference schedule. Obviously, we open up November 11th at Coppin State, and that'll, anytime you're on the road, especially early on, that'll be a tough matchup for us, but we're excited about going to Virginia to play them for the first time. We'll have them back in Kaplan next year. University of Richmond, obviously, Old Dominion, or in Hampton, we're going to play them twice this year on the road and at home. So we're excited about all the Virginia rivalries that we have in store for us this year.
Well, and as I've mentioned, preparation for what has become one of the top leagues, maybe out of the Power Five, if you will, in the United States.
Jay, I keep saying the CAA women's basketball is the best kept secret in women's basketball. We've been as high as a 9th rated league and finished, I think, last year's 10th rated league in the country. When you look at 35 conferences, that's pretty good. That's tough basketball every Friday and Sunday. So we're hopefully preparing this team, in practices and also in the weight room and training to prepare us for the rigor and the challenge that the CAA will present. Yeah, we're really looking forward, Jay, to getting back in Kaplan and getting in front of our fans. We really feel like Kaplan is one of the toughest arenas to play in when we're playing good, first and foremost, but also with our fans. The energy is electric. We're looking forward to having all of our season ticket students, back in Kaplan. So come out and support us. You won't be disappointed. This team's going to be extremely exciting offensively, and we're getting better on a daily basis on the defensive side. And just so you know, throw a quick shout out to Bailey Eichner, Gabby Rogers, and Nyla Pollard, our 3 graduating seniors from last year. We're trying to fill their roles, and their roles were built on the defensive side.
Thanks, Coach, and good luck.
Thanks, Jay.
If these times have taught us anything, it's that anything is possible, especially at our public schools. Overcoming great adversity, we salute our teachers and students who brought their A game every day. Whatever tomorrow brings, our commitment to public schools is stronger than ever. A win for education. The Virginia Lottery. $11 billion to Virginia's public schools since 1999.
Fun fact, Mountain Dew and spicy chicken is the perfect combo.
Does it look like I don't know that?
Okay. Didn't mean to ruffle your feathers.
We both did the employee training, Gary.
Okay, don't jump down my beak.
Doing spicy? Do the do.
Why live alone when you can live connected? Move to Williamsburg Landing, the area's premier continuing care retirement community, and expand your social network. Join friends for dinner at the Cove Cafe. Get moving at the Health Club and Spa. Enjoy the many programs and activities. Williamsburg Landing. Your life, your style, your plan. Call today or visit williamsburglanding.com.
We are Growth for Virginia, a grassroots campaign bringing together students, parents, employers, and educators. We believe talent is what sets Virginia apart. We believe in providing all Virginians affordable pathways from learning to earning. We believe innovation and investment in our standout higher education system can make Virginia America's talent leader. Together, we're asking our leaders to make transformational investments in our future and a stronger Virginia.
The William & Mary Student Athlete of the Week, presented by the Virginia Lottery, recognizes tribe student athletes for their standout efforts in competition, the classroom, and the community. This week's William & Mary Student Athlete of the Week, presented by the Virginia Lottery, is football junior defensive lineman Nate Lynn. Lynn played a pivotal role in the tribe's 31-24 homecoming win against UAlbany and posted 6 tackles with a pair of strip sacks. One of the nation's top pass rushers this season, Lynn ranks tied for 5th in the country with 1.5 sacks per game. Additionally, he ranks tied for 11th nationally with 5.5 sacks, despite just playing 4 games. The Charlotte, North Carolina native is currently pursuing a degree in anthropology. Congratulations to this week's William & Mary Student Athlete of the Week, presented by the Virginia Lottery, Nate Lynn.
Everything you know about Colonial Heritage is true. A beautiful golf course with exquisite dining and superb event space. But this is also true. You don't have to live there to play, dine, or celebrate there. So let Colonial Heritage be your host for a round, a meal, or a gathering. It's all true. You don't have to live there to enjoy being there. At Colonial Heritage, golf memberships are available. ColonialHeritageClub.com.
What does tomorrow look like? That's really up to us. By exploring what's ahead and learning from where we've been, we find ways to care and teach ourselves and others how to heal so that we can make life better by design.
At William & Mary, we strive to be more than we are and to do more than we've ever done. Here, we do not live in the shadows of the giants of American history that we helped to shape. We stand on their shoulders, reaching higher, looking further, and leading the way forward. To be a place where history happens every day, and to be a university for the bold.
Welcome back to Tribe Talk, presented by Truist. With us is the starting quarterback for William and Mary, Darius Wilson. First of all, Darius, thanks for taking some time on what I know is a very busy week leading up to the trip to Maine this weekend.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Darius, you and I have talked a couple of times during this process. Take the Tribe fans back, if you will, to the recruiting by William and Mary. Who was the dominant recruiter and why the Tribe?
Yeah, so the person who recruited me was Coach Johnson, the quarterback coach. And then I also spoke to Coach London and Coach Taylor. And for me, it was more about building a relationship with them and getting to know them and getting to know like what William and Mary had to offer for me and like from my family, and whether to figure out that was like the good fit for me. And it ended up being that because like I liked the community. I liked that it was a good academic school and that they played in the CAA, which is a great league. And all that just accumulated for me to wanting to come here. So
you played at Iona Prep, outstanding player. You also ran track, you were the Gatorade Player of the Year, for goodness sakes. You had some options to go, but I understand maybe a little bit of the tug was your love of history.
Yeah, so history always been my favorite subject. And so like Colonial Williamsburg, like, and then you got like, I know we had a class here, like a history class here where you could like go visit like certain places. And so like that was like also a great opportunity just to come and like see the sites and like to see places I wouldn't have gotten an opportunity to see.
So you're the starting quarterback. First of all, let's go back to August. I guess you didn't know you were going to be the starting quarterback. Can you remember when Coach London or Coach John said, hey, gear up, you're the starting quarterback as a true freshman at William and Mary?
Like the first day we were here, like that's not what I was expecting at all. Like I obviously like you want to be the starting quarterback and you're trying your hardest to do that. But like I was just trying to do the best that I possibly could. I was just trying to like temper my expectations and like not get like too over my head. But then like as camp progressed, I started doing better and better every day. And then when they told me, I was like obviously very excited, but like I was also like still kind of like level headed and like there was still more work to be done like that. Just because you're the starter doesn't mean you're gonna stay the starter. That doesn't mean you're gonna do well in the game. Like you still have to prepare, you still have to practice hard, and there's still more work to be done.
Darius, your dad, I understand, coached you in youth football. And, I asked you earlier because I kind of was expecting, I've played many sports in my life. But really, it's been all football for Darius Wilson, hasn't it?
Yeah. So, yeah, my dad coached me. He ran the youth football team that I played for. And he coached me from I was like 7 to like 13, 14. And so, yeah, I feel like that was a great, like, for our bond and our like experience because I got to see a bunch of people he interacted with, all the relationships he built with football. And that's what like made it more special for me because I got to see the way people like admired him and respected him for what he did for kids and like our community. And like that's something like I want to build those type of relationships while I play football, those lifelong relationships.
Well, that's wonderful. And speaking of relationships, what we've noticed from your demeanor, if you will, is the trite saying you're calm, cool, and collected. Where does that come from?
Yeah, that comes from my dad as well. Because like when I was younger, I played quarterback for him, and like you're the coach, so he's gonna push you harder than everybody else. And when I was younger, I wasn't calm, cool, and collected, and that's something I kind of had to learn over time as being a quarterback. That's something you have to be because the team goes as you do, and if you're like all over the place, the team will be all over the place. But if you're like steady and consistent, the team will be consistent, and like you'll be really good.
Yeah, I feel like one of those analysts on the NFL games. Now, when do you decide to run, and do they tell you not to run a whole lot? I mean, what's your mentality on those running plays? And you've had some big ones this year.
It's just to like win. That's all I want to do. To be honest, like whatever I have to do to win, that's what I'm gonna do. But like you play quarterback. When I drive back to pass, I want to pass, and then like when we get those like RPO plays, I'm just trying to make the correct read and do whatever I have to.
it's Maine this weekend, and in an incredible turn of events, if Derek Robertson plays, he was your teammate at Iona Prep. Do y'all keep in touch at all?
Yeah, we'll still talk. Like, we worked out together in the all season back at Iona, like before we came here. So that was cool. I didn't think that was gonna happen, but like that's a cool experience to play against a guy before you after high school. And like I remember watching him play when I was like the younger guy in high school, and he was the older guy.
So, do you give some tips to your defensive players on your team on what his tendencies are?
I got a couple for them.
We can't wait to see this game on Saturday at noon at Maine. This team off to a phenomenal start. You've got a bunch of captains on this team that are real leaders, don't you?
Yeah, we do. That's what helps us be really good, because those guys are like those guys that keep you up. Like you saw the first half of our last game, we didn't perform well, and then like usually have those guys who rally everybody together to keeps everybody locked in to help us perform in the second half. And like we're just really focused on going 1-0 every week. Every game in the CAA is hard. Like, you're not going to get an easy one. So we don't want to look too far forward and like look past a certain team. You want to focus on each team we have every week.
So there are, I guess, defined as young freshmen and old freshmen. You just turned 18 years old.
Yeah.
What an impressive young man you are, both on the field and off the field. And as Coach Linden says about his team, you guys have class, go to class and show class. And that's what you and your team are doing this year. Final question. Have you considered a major at this point in time? You talked about your love of history.
No, not yet. I'm not sure what I want to do yet, but I'm still figuring it out.
You got plenty of time, Darius, plenty of time. Thank you so much for being our guest. And go Tribe. Good luck at Maine on Saturday at noon.
Yep. Thank you. Appreciate it.
At William & Mary, we strive to be more than we are, and to do more than we've ever done. Here, we do not live in the shadows of the giants of American history that we helped to shape. We stand on their shoulders, reaching higher, looking further, and leading the way forward. To be a place where history happens every day, and to be a university for the bold.